The proboscis monkey, Borneo's big-nosed swimmer, and its mangrove swamp family. Following Uncle Watty, we'll dive into Borneo's mangrove swamps to meet the remarkable proboscis monkey, uncovering how its extraordinary nose helps it navigate its watery home. We'll explore its unique swimming abilities and the importance of its family in the lush, complex ecosystem it calls home. Deep in the mangrove swamps of Borneo lives one of the most peculiar-looking primates on Earth, the proboscis monkey. With a nose so large it seems almost comical and a belly that would suggest years of overindulgence, this remarkable creature has evolved into one of nature's most specialized survivors. To understand this bizarre primate, we need to venture into the murky waterways of its swampy home, where the rules of survival are written in mud and tide. Our guide through this world is an adult male named Watty, a dominant figure in his troop who has spent his entire life navigating the labyrinth of mangrove roots and tidal channels that define this ecosystem. Watty's nose, a pendulous appendage that hangs well past his mouth, marks him as a fully mature male. It's this nose that makes the proboscis monkey instantly recognizable and endlessly fascinating to scientists. The proboscis monkey's nose isn't just for show. It's a sophisticated piece of biological engineering. When Watty calls out to his troop, his nose acts as a resonating chamber, amplifying his vocalizations so they can be heard across the dense mangrove forest. The larger the nose, the louder and deeper the call, which means females can actually judge a male's fitness by the size of his nose. In the world of proboscis monkeys, big noses are genuinely attractive. But there's more to this appendage than acoustic amplification. The nose also helps regulate body temperature, with blood vessels near the surface, allowing heat to dissipate in the humid, tropical environment. When Watty becomes agitated or excited, blood rushes to his nose, causing it to swell and redden, a visible signal of his emotional state to other members of his troop. The mangrove swamps that Watty calls home are among the most productive and complex ecosystems on Earth. These forests exist at the boundary between land and sea, flooded twice daily by tidal waters. The trees here have evolved extraordinary adaptations to survive in salt water, sending up breathing roots called pneumatophores that poke above the waterline like snorkels. It's in this tangle of roots and brackish water that proboscis monkeys have made their evolutionary bet. Watty's troop consists of about 15 individuals, a harem group with several adult females and their offspring of various ages. This social structure is typical for proboscis monkeys, with one dominant male like Watty maintaining exclusive breeding rights with the females in his group. Young males, once they reach maturity, must leave and either join bachelor groups or attempt to take over another male's harem through displays of dominance. The relationships within Watty's troop are complex and essential for survival. Females form strong bonds with each other, grooming one another and even helping to care for each other's young. This cooperative behavior isn't just social nicety, it's a survival strategy. In an environment full of predators and dangers, having multiple adults watching out for the group's vulnerable members dramatically increases everyone's chances of survival. What truly sets proboscis monkeys apart from other primates, however, is their relationship with water. While most monkeys avoid swimming at all costs, proboscis monkeys are exceptional swimmers. Watty regularly leads his troop across rivers and channels that would be impassable barriers for other species. They've developed partially webbed feet, an adaptation almost unheard of in primates, that help propel them through the water with surprising efficiency. When Watty's troop needs to cross a waterway, The process is both organized and spectacular. Usually, the dominant male goes first, plunging from an overhanging branch into the water below. The splash of a fully grown male proboscis monkey hitting the water is considerable. Adult males can weigh up to 50 pounds. The females and younger troop members follow, sometimes diving from heights of 50 feet or more into the murky water below. Their swimming style is distinctive, a kind of modified dog paddle with their webbed feet providing extra thrust. They keep their heads above water, their enormous noses pointing skyward, and can cover significant distances remarkably quickly. This ability to swim has opened up ecological opportunities unavailable to other primates, allowing proboscis monkeys to exploit food resources across a much wider range of territory. But swimming in mangrove waters comes with serious risks. Crocodiles patrol these channels, and they've learned that splashing monkeys can mean an easy meal. Watty and his troop have developed strategies to minimize this danger. They tend to cross at the narrowest points of waterways, they move quickly and as a group, and they're constantly vigilant for the telltale ripples of an approaching predator. Despite these precautions, crocodile attacks remain a leading cause of death for proboscis monkeys. The diet of proboscis monkeys is another area where they've specialized in ways that set them apart. They're primarily folivores, meaning they eat mostly leaves, but not just any leaves. They've evolved a complex multi-chambered stomach similar to that of cows and other ruminants. This allows them to digest the tough, toxic leaves of mangrove trees that would poison most other animals. Watty spends much of his day foraging, leading his troop through the canopy in search of the young, tender leaves that are easiest to digest. The potbelly that gives proboscis monkeys their distinctive silhouette is actually a fermentation chamber, where bacteria break down cellulose and neutralize plant toxins. This digestive system is so specialized that proboscis monkeys cannot eat the sweet fruits that other primates relish. The sugars would ferment too quickly in their stomachs, producing dangerous amounts of gas. The mangrove ecosystem provides everything the proboscis monkey needs, but it's a habitat under severe threat. Borneo has lost more than half of its mangrove forests in the past 50 years. Development, agriculture, and aquaculture have all taken their toll, shrinking the available habitat for this already specialized species. The proboscis monkey is now classified as endangered, with perhaps only 7,000 individuals remaining in the wild. Watty's territory has shrunk noticeably even within his lifetime. Areas where his troop once foraged are now shrimp farms or palm oil plantations. The corridors of forest that allowed movement between different parts of the swamp have been cut, isolating populations and reducing genetic diversity. For a species that depends on being able to move through the landscape, particularly one that needs to swim between different patches of habitat, this fragmentation is potentially catastrophic. The social dynamics of Watty's troop provide a window into how proboscis monkeys cope with environmental stress. When food becomes scarce, the troop must range farther, increasing their exposure to predators and rival groups. Females may have fewer offspring, or the young they do have may not survive. The intricate web of relationships that holds the troop together becomes strained, and conflicts that would normally be resolved through displays can escalate into actual violence. Yet there are reasons for hope. Conservation efforts in Borneo have established protected areas specifically for proboscis monkeys. Ecotourism has given local communities an economic incentive to preserve mangrove forests rather than convert them to other uses. Researchers like those who have studied Watty's troop are providing crucial information about what these animals need to survive, informing management decisions that could determine the species' fate. The daily rhythm of life in Watty's troop follows patterns established over millions of years of evolution. Each morning, the monkeys wake in the trees where they've slept, huddled together for warmth and protection. They spend the coolest hours of the day foraging, moving through the canopy with a distinctive slow, deliberate gait. As the heat of midday arrives, they rest, digesting their fibrous meals. In the afternoon, they forage again, before beginning the journey to their sleeping trees. These sleeping trees are always near water, another anti-predator strategy. Clouded leopards, which hunt primarily on land, are less likely to attack monkeys positioned over water. The choice of sleeping site is one of Watty's most important responsibilities as the dominant male. A poor choice could expose his troop to predation, while a good one ensures they wake safely to face another day. The bonds between troop members are reinforced through constant grooming. This behavior, common among primates, serves both hygienic and social functions. When one female grooms another, she's removing parasites and dead skin, but she's also reinforcing the social bond between them. These relationships matter when danger threatens. Individuals are more likely to warn and protect those they've groomed and been groomed by. Watty himself receives the most grooming of any troop member, a privilege of his dominant status. But he also plays a crucial protective role, positioning himself between his troop and any perceived threat. His loud honking calls can rally the group and warn of danger, while his impressive size and prominent nose serve to intimidate rivals who might challenge his position. The proboscis monkey represents one of evolution's more extravagant experiments. In adapting to the unique challenges of mangrove swamps, it has developed features found in no other primate. The enormous nose, the ruminant-like digestive system, the webbed feet. These adaptations have allowed it to thrive in an environment that would be hostile to most other monkeys, but they've also made it extraordinarily dependent on that specific habitat. As Borneo's mangroves continue to shrink, the future of proboscis monkeys, like Watty, hangs in the balance. Their specialized nature, which has been their greatest strength, may become their greatest vulnerability. A species that cannot adapt to change, that cannot exploit alternative habitats, has few options when its home disappears. For now, Watty leads his troop through the maze of routes and channels that have been his world since birth. His enormous nose catches the scent of young leaves, his keen eyes watch for crocodiles, and his calls echo across the swamp, announcing his presence to all who would listen. In this ancient watery forest, the proboscis monkey continues its improbable existence, big-nosed, pot-bellied, and swimming through the mangroves of Borneo.